How does trigeminal neuralgia and knee pain become connected? Well, this case study links the two as two protective mechanisms that prevent or protect a person from overload in different contexts. So trigeminal neuralgia is pain at the side of the face and into the head, and knee pain is knee pain. And this person had both of these pains historically and had been fine for about 18 months or so. I'd seen him in the past for knee pain, not for the trigeminal neuralgia, but I was aware it had been something he'd presented with in the past. He presented with knee pain for about 4 or 5 weeks. Now, it's a puzzle as to why that would all of a sudden come when there hadn't been any physical reason for it. The only thing he could possibly link it to was playing golf a couple of times back to back, and yet he'd done that fine. He's got established osteoarthritic changes. He's seen lots of people in the past that told him he'd need a knee replacement, and he was managing absolutely fine for 18 months without any problem at all. So what was it that was going on at that time that made this pain appear again? The leg felt weak to him, it was giving way, he didn't trust it, the leg doesn't trust him either. When you explore what was going on before that, he said that probably haven't been to the gym for 3 or 4 months because my trigeminal neuralgia had flared up. So there's the clue. Something's going on around the time 3 or 4 months ago for that to flare. What was going on at that time? I had to deliver redundancies to people. He starts to see the link between the knee pain and the context in which it presents to protect him and the trigeminal neuralgia pain and the context there. So tension and the stress of that delivery of information that's not pleasant to people to give redundancies, he empathises with the people he's delivering the information to, I suppose, in that position, but also he feels the responsibility of having to deliver it and the pressure that comes with that. It's delivered by his mouth, it's verbal, he holds the tension for that in that part of his body. And that's the best way his body can protect him from that sense of distress, by switching that part of his body off, or warning him that this degree of stress that comes with those activities is overloading for the organism. Because whilst that's happening, he's suppressing how he feels professionally to deliver that information, but it doesn't mean he doesn't think about the night before, or 2 nights before, or a week before, once he gets the task in hand laid on his desk. There's a good chance he might relive some of the distress he's seen from delivering that information. So can you see how the charge attached to that pathway and the physical representation of that as it manifests is related contextually to what's going on? That actually stops him then going to the gym because it's so reactive, or he feels so reactive, he can't train in a way that doesn't trip the switch on his facial pain. He's not able to train for 3 or 4 months. He feels bad about himself, eats more, wants to play golf, tries to play golf, his knee pain hurts. So each pain has a contextual representation of protection, not proof of damage again, not proof of re-injury. It's easy to fall into the, oh God, it's come back and what have I done, and oh my God, and it's easy to do that. That's catastrophic thinking. But when you see it for its protective mechanisms of bringing an awareness to the emotional and physical overload that the person's under, and that the pain is a signal for them to attend to themselves with much calmer mechanisms and gently return to life in its all its excitement, then you can set the scene to recover again. And once we looked at why and the pattern of how it had all appeared, it made sense to him completely again. So it doesn't mean he can go straight out and jump around on the knee. There's some physical conditioning to do for that. To switch the system off first of all, and then gradually switch it on in the context of his knee and with respect to that. For the trigeminal neuralgia, there's no awareness of the tension in his shoulder, no awareness that as he turns his neck there's a restriction there. When you show him that, and you show him the reflexes on the arm, and you tap the reflexes on one side to the other, it's so brisk, the body is almost wired and tired at a point in which he doesn't actually have any symptoms there. So it's just ready and primed. So the whole system's been primed, and each of these pains, and in your experience, you might have different pains that come alight. When one comes, the other comes, and then they all start jumping about. It's that interconnectedness of the nervous system attempting to slow you down, not to punish you, to slow you down from the emotional charge attached to how you're approaching some of these behaviours. And they all have a place in history, and they might have been relevant then, and they might have been needed to push through a situation emotionally where you've had to not say something or have to say something, or there might have been something physically had to push through when it was painful to do so. But you can't continue that level of intensity with those behaviours, otherwise the pain that comes through that continued effort becomes the driver of persistent pain. So creating the awareness of how pains can be linked, not in some biomechanical pattern, you might find some links with that, but neurophysiological pattern, emotional connections. And once you see that, you start to calm the emotional charge as a habit, and these pains drop like flies, and then you can fly.